right, kiddos, today is all about lesson 3.23, reproduction and development. All living things and their cells grow, develop, and reproduce. Reproduction in living things is either sexual or asexual. There are two ways organisms reproduce, sexually and asexually. Sexual reproduction occurs when a sperm cell from the male fuses with an egg cell from the female. The word gametes applies to cells such as sperm and egg, cells that will fuse to form a zygote. There are many variations of sexual reproduction, but it does involve contributions from two individuals, the parents, to make a new individual, the offspring. Asexual reproduction takes place without the fusion of a sperm from the male and an egg from the female. You may be familiar with some types of asexual reproduction. Growing a new individual from the cutting of a plant is one form of asexual reproduction. Some animals can reproduce asexually as well. If a flatworm is cut in two, each piece may regenerate to form a new individual. You can see here in this picture, this is the moment of fertilization, the joining of egg and sperm cells. This is what happens in sexual reproduction. We keep seeing this word gamete. We're going to see it a lot this week. Gametes is just a fancy term, a collective term for sperm and egg cells. So a sperm cell is a gamete, an egg cell is a gamete. The definition of sexual reproduction is the process by which organisms produce a new, genetically unique organism using gametes, those sperm and egg cells. And then the definition of asexual reproduction is the process by which an organism produces a new genetically identical organism without the use of gametes. Whenever you put that prefix a in front of a word, it means without. Now we're going to spend a good portion of your work on Friday going over sexual reproduction. That is right. Reproduction when there is a fusion of sperm and egg. So today we're going to focus on asexual reproduction. And one way that organisms can reproduce asexually is through this process of binary fission, which is the topic of your CRQ today. Hint, hint, wink, wink, pay attention. So binary fission is a type of asexual reproduction that occurs in prokaryotes. Remember, prokaryotes don't have cell organelles. They just really have one single strand of DNA. So it's a very simple type of reproduction for a very simple type of organism. Bacteria are prokaryotes. Bacteria reproduce primarily by asexual reproduction. Even after showering and using deodorant, you can't keep underarm odor from coming back. Fun. Bacteria that inhabit your underarms use sweat and other organic molecules as food. They produce excretions, just like you do, that have a particular odor. The bacteria under your arm and all bacteria reproduce quickly by asexual reproduction. When you wash, you remove many bacteria from your underarms. However, some always remain. Within less than 20 minutes, they are asexually reproducing by a process called binary fission, the topic of your CRQ today. A bacterium has a single chromosome, just a single one. We have 46, right? Chromosomes. Bacteria just have a single chromosome. And in binary fission, a copy of the chromosome is made, and then the bacterium splits in two, which creates two genetically identical bacteria. That's it. Binary fission. Bi means two, so they split in two. Fission means to split. So here we have a little video that shows the very simple process of binary fission, which is a type of asexual reproduction. If I click play, it's going to happen fast. We have a bacteria here. Here is its single chromosome, single strand of DNA. It makes a copy of the DNA. Now there are two copies. And then the single-celled bacteria splits in half. And now you have two genetically identical bacterial cells, where originally you had one. That is a form of reproduction. It is a type of asexual reproduction. So asexual means without sexual gametes, right? So no sperm, no egg. If we go back to the definition, asexual reproduction is the process by which an organism produces a new, genetically identical organism without the use of gametes. Gametes are sperm and egg. Bacteria don't have those things, and so bacteria simply go through this process of binary fission, which is a type of asexual reproduction in prokaryotes. The bacterium has a single chromosome. It makes a copy of the chromosome, and then the bacterium splits in two, and the result is two genetically identical bacteria.